Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic holiday out there today. I know I am on cloud nine because if you've been following my Instagram or my Facebook page this week, you know that I went ahead and bought this 1974 Plymouth Barracuda earlier this week. And I couldn't be more excited about this project and bringing you guys along for the entire build. So this car, before we get into all the details, the purpose of this car is going to be a race car. So what I want to do is have a car to go and do road racing with. Now, of course, a lot of you out there say, well, you've got the Viper, just take that. And you're right, the Viper is absolutely perfect for going road racing. The problem though is the Viper has been going up in value every year since I purchased it. And at this point, I really don't want to be tracking that car. So I wanted something that would be unique and different and something that I can work on and be proud of the build. And so I figured a number of years ago, what I need is a Plymouth Cuda. And my original inspiration was the Trans Am series cars that Dan Gurney used to drive and the AAR Cudas that came from that. And so my original plan was to build an AAR Cuda Trans Am series race car and have a blast doing so. But of course, 70 Barracuda bodies are not exactly that cheap, and I didn't want to spend that kind of money on something that's going to be a dedicated race car and cut up into a race car. But a 72 to 74 Barracuda could easily be converted by replacing the exterior sheet metal to make it look like a 70 Barracuda, and those cars are a fraction of the cost. A perfect example, this one I bought here was $350. So it was a great steal, and I'm really looking forward to building this project and showing you guys how I build this project. Now, when I told Miguel that I needed a 72-74 Barracuda body, I told him all I care about is good solid frame rails and good floors. I just want the structure to be good. The exterior sheet metal, I didn't care. I didn't even care if it had exterior sheet metal because I'd be replacing it all anyways with brand new material. And so he found this one, and sure enough, this car is perfect for what I want to do. The frame rails are absolutely immaculate. The floors look rock solid. Everything about this inner structure is great. And sure, it looks really rough, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The car is really rough. It's definitely going to be the most extensive restoration project I have done to date with the most metal replacement. But that being said, I've got over 30 years of restoration experience working on these cars with my family, and this is the 6th E-body that I've done. I've done 3 Challengers, and this is the 3rd Cuda. And so I've replaced sheet metal like quarter panels and tail panels and trunk floors and floor pans and inner fenders, firewalls, radiator supports, frame rails, and you name it, I've done it. So we're just going to do a lot more of it on this single project, and I can't be more excited about it. Sure, it's a lot of work. Sure, there's a lot of people out there that don't think I can get this done. That's great. It just gives me more energy and more fuel to get this project done and prove everybody wrong. This car is going to be amazing. Now, by the off chance that there is some compromising of the structure of this car from the fire, not to worry, because it is going to be a race car. We're going to go ahead and put a full chrome moly 12-point cage in it to stiffen it up, as well as subframe connectors and torque boxes. This car is going to be rock solid, and it's going to be stiffer than they ever were from the factory, so don't worry about that at all. Now, me personally, the biggest concern I have is the fact that this roof was actually cut off. So if you can see, it's hard to see, but right here, the A-pillars were whacked off and it was cut off to about here. Now, of course, that helped it during the fire because all the heat that would have built up and melted the inner structure of the car was able to escape, and so that way it helped protect the car during the fire. Now, of course, it's gonna be a little more work for me now because I gotta weld a roof on it, but not to worry, I've welded roofs on cars before, so I can do it again. And like I said before, it's going to be a race car, not a show car, so it doesn't need to be 100% perfect, but it's going to be pretty close. And I guarantee you, when I'm done with this car, you're not going to be able to tell that the car was ever involved in an accident or a fire, and other than the fact that I have pictures to go along with the build process and all of these videos documenting the build of this car. So all of you out there that have joined in and subscribed for this project, thank you. Your support means the world to me. I know that in less than 24 hours of me posting this car on Facebook, I picked up another 36 subscribers to the channel. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and we're getting really close. And so we'll see if we can go ahead and this video and a couple of more on this car go ahead and push us over that final hump. And it's just going to be a great project, and I'm really excited for it. Now, long term, we're going to go all custom suspension on it, front and rear. For now, we're going to go ahead and go through the stock suspension. That way we can get it together and get the car moving around. Also long term, for the drivetrain on this car, a lot of people have been asking me since I've been discussing building a race car, is what type of drivetrain are you going to use? Are you going to go with a modern, like a 6.4 Hemi, maybe a new Hellcat engine, a Elephant engine? No, none of those things. We're not doing anything really modern on this car other than potentially suspension and brakes. Drivetrain is all old school. So for now, because I have these parts lying around, I'm gonna drop a 446 pack in here with a 727 torque flight. Long term, when it becomes dedicated race car and we are on the track all the time in this car, we're gonna go ahead and build a nasty small block with a high compression, pure road racing small block, and back it with something like a Jericho road racing transmission. And this car is gonna be purpose built, and it is gonna be a monster on the track. And originally, as I mentioned, was planning on building it as a 70 AAR. And as much as I like the 70 AARs and 70s in general, my heart really lies with the 71 Cuda, and so that's what we're going to do instead. We're going to turn this into a 71 Cuda race car with the guild fenders, the whole 9 yards, and it's just going to look absolutely menacing and be an amazing car for the track. And I hope you enjoy watching this process as much as I enjoy doing this build and sharing with all of you out there. And of course, I know I'm crazy. A lot of you are already thinking that I have lost my marbles, and that's totally fine. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to get this project going. I've got a lot of irons in the fire right now, a lot of projects going along. And of course, I don't have a lot of space at the moment. I'm working out of my garage where I film a lot of my other videos. So that's where I'll end up putting this car when I need to work on it and replace the metal on it, at least for now. So we'll see how things go. Like I said, though, it's going to be a completed project. We're going to get through it. It's just not going to be a quick turnaround like the next couple of months. It's definitely a multi-year project, at least as things are shaping up right now. Things can change, of course. This entire year of 2020 was definitely not how I was expecting it to go. So who knows, things may change again and I'd be able to focus more effort on this car. But as I've said a number of times in this video, I'm super excited for this project. It's definitely a challenge. It's definitely gonna take all of my effort, all of my patience, determination, years of experience to bring it all together and turn this rusty pile of metal into the work of art that I know it's going to be. So thanks everybody for tuning in today. Again, Merry Christmas. And if you liked today's video, smash that like button, give us that thumbs up. It helps me out tremendously with that YouTube algorithm. Next week, I have off from my normal day job, so I will be working on this car. Unfortunately, when I went and picked it up, they put some extra metal in it from another vehicle. So I got to get all of that out of there, clean up the mess from the fire, get everything cleared out so I can make a first initial assessment. I've already gone through and started putting together a spreadsheet of all the parts that I'm going to need for this build. I'm just going to go through my stash of parts from the last 20 plus years of e-body specific restorations to see what I've got, what I can use, and we'll go from there and really dive into it. A couple of unique things I've discovered about this car that I didn't know before I got it. It does have an 8 3/4 rear end, so I'll be able to go ahead and reuse that. It does have factory power disc brakes on the front. Of course, they're going to need a fair amount of work, but that's definitely a nice thing to have. A lot of those parts, of course, will be replaced and upgraded. It looks like it was a 2-tag car. Of course, the tag is in really rough shape because of the fire and just sitting in a junkyard for who knows how many years. But we'll see if there's anything we can read off of those. And it's just, I'm really excited and looking forward to this project. This is an amazing way to finish off 2020 and kick off the 2021 year for both my personal life as well as for YouTube. I can't thank my supporters enough. And for those of you that think I'm insane and not going to complete this project and taking on way too much, stick around. Maybe you'll be right. I highly doubt it though. I am definitely determined. And growing up, it was really great is on the wall in my dad's garage, he had this sign that I will never forget. And it said, "Those who say it can't be done should not interrupt those doing it." And those are words that I have lived by my entire life. And I will take those words with me to my grave, and I will definitely be applying them to this project and knocking it out of the park. So again, guys, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you're not already. You're gonna want to stick around and see what I do with this car. You're gonna want to see what I do with the Challenger as well. We've got a lot of things in store for that car. We've got things in store for the Viper. This 2021 is just gonna be amazing content for all of you out there, and I can't be any more excited for it. So once again, guys, thanks again, and I will see you the next video.